All right, but our roast rate today, we have the Daily Dose. It was no, but it was the roast or the sub of the month, the bean of the month. Nope, that didn't work. There we go. This is the bean of the month that we got last month. I meant to do it sooner, but then we had some requested roast rates. We had the he had to take a poop. I did not have to poop. I was roasting I was not roasting. That would take a lot longer if I was roasting it right before we did this. What is our sub of the month? As you know, Fat Beans Coffee Lab is a big supporter of the channel. They've given us a lot of support through viewers, through raids, through all that stuff. Nope. I always mess this up. But they do or not. You don't want to work today, bot? Well, it's not that you don't want to work. It's just that I'm not doing this properly. But they roast coffee on Twitch. It's a really cool thing. I've learned a lot from them based off of the information that Brian knows. There we go. But based off the information that Brian knows about roasting and about the different types of coffee, he's given me a lot of information. MQT guy comes from that channel. Cupcakes are nice. Stuff like that. They've all been very supportive of what we try to do here, especially with roasting their coffees. Brian's always been very good. We have the next brew of the month coming here soon, which will probably be next week's roast rate, and then we'll do the one that Tricks redeem channel points for the week after that. So as always, we like to show off the beans. He is doing like a medium dark roast for this one. So these are the beans that we're looking at, all ground up and everything. Ran through the good old fashioned bun that does all the work here for right now. We will, like I always say, planning on doing like pour overs and stuff like that as we go on. They have beans. Yeah, I mean that's kind of what the next coffee is going to be. Not the next one, but the one after that. With the brew of the month, we did have this lovely bag that he gives it to us, and that's resealable. So I'm super excited about that. Just because the ends are that the tabs that they have don't seal very well. I don't have any like taste notes for this one because this is a blend. It's not just the one kind that we normally get from Brian at Fat Beans. So this is going to be interesting. Based off the smell, it does seem like it's kind of fruity, kind of like that Kenyan that we did was. But I've never had a bad coffee from Brian. So it's a medium dark roast if I remember correctly. I meant to look it up, but based off the way that the beans look, it seems to be that way. Like you have some beans that are lighter, which could be the different types of beans that he has in them. I'm not sure if he roasted them separately and mixed them, or if he mixed them all together and then roasted them together. Based off the way they look, I think he roasted them separately and then mixed them. But again, I'm not 100% sure. So we will get into this tasting. Again, it reminds me a lot of the Kenyan based off of smell alone. But we'll see how this goes. So it does. It's not. It's like a vegetable taste. It's like I know we were talking like fruity, but it definitely they're gonna be, I think, monkey poop beans is what's gonna be in 2 weeks. Should be interesting. But for this cup of coffee, it's probably more of a medium roast based off of the way it tastes. The blends, the flavors work okay together, a lot better than the last one did. This is definitely, again, like a lot of these beans have been out of my comfort zone. It's not It's not a terrible mix of flavors. I can't. Again, I'm really bad at this without the taste notes to kind of direct me. But it's not a very bitter cup of coffee. The flavors are quite blended quite well. A lot better than that graham cracker and apricot we had last week was. It starts out with there's like a fruity undertone, which if I remember correctly, the Kenyan had like a fruity undertone with it. So I think that's what's coming out strongest. Because again, I don't know what kind of beans he put in the blend. But it starts out with that fruity undertone, and then it goes into the, like you can tell, the darker roasted beans that fill in the second hit of the palate that you get, which is from what they've been, you get more of a sweeter tone from it. So like I experienced with my personal blend that I did with like my Ethiopian beans that I did, because I blended my Ethiopians with my Colombians, and that made a very, probably put beans in it, coffee beans in it. Yeah, maybe, I don't know. But it's so it's a lighter roast, so that helps with the flavors. I think if I did a pour over of this, it would probably enhance those even more, because again, that's what pour overs do. The lighter beans that you have are more designed for that kind of stuff. You have that just because they enhance the flavor, because they aren't roasted as long. The flavors aren't cooked out of it or burned out of it, depending on who you ask. It goes like this would definitely be more of like a pour over coffee, but it is very delightful. If I had to give it a rating, I'd probably go with our 6 cups, because I like it better than the Ethiopian did. Probably because of the darker roast beans. Again, that's, as we've talked, and this is number 10. I can't believe that we've done 10 roast rates, that we've had 10 different cups of coffees that we've experienced ourselves to. I don't know if you can get this one on Fat Beans just because it was a monthly sub one. I know he normally does it for the month that you can do that. But with it being the second month, we're probably going in. And from what he was talking about on the last stream that he did, he was saying how he was having a hard time taming those beans. So that looks like it's going to be a pretty good cup of coffee as well. Looking forward to that. But with these ones, again, yeah, for sure, we'll hit that 6 cup bell, call it that. It's a very delightful cup of coffee. Looking forward to it for the rest of the week. We'll see as we go on how we feel about it from there. The mushroom coffee that we did last week definitely grew on us more than it was. We played around with that for a while. We did finish the whole bag, polish that off tonight. I did get used to the graham cracker apricot flavoring with that as we went on, which I'm sure we'll get into this more. I'm sure if Brian or somebody stops in, because I know MQT guy had this bean sub too, maybe he can give us some more insight on that. Usually he's pretty good at stopping in. But I'm a bump mushroom grew on you. But I'm bump mushroom grew on you. But I'm bump. We'll figure that one out when Dad corrects that one. or not corrects, but pushes more on it. All right, it clarifies more on it. But yeah, we are going to... I was trying to make a drum sound. Oh, but mushroom grew on you. You calling me a piece of shit there, Dad? Come on, jeez. These aren't truffles. But yeah, looking forward to drinking on this. It's definitely got a better... like, especially with the last coffee we did, I had to be careful not to take too big of a drink. Because if I did, it would definitely... You just got that apricot and graham cracker taste too much. This one, I'm sure we'll be back to our normal gulps of coffee. But again, fruity undertone. Again, and it really... The pairing with the medium coffee definitely makes me feel a pain in the ass. That'd be a hemorrhoid, not a mushroom. But it definitely gives it like an earthy taste. And not like in a bad way. I don't mean to say earthy taste in a bad way at all. This is just the way the flavors go, at least to me. That's the parts that are stand outish. As we've talked to about before, I've messed up my nose. My sense of smell is not the greatest. That's why I usually sound a little nasally. It's also why I have a lisp, because my front 3 teeth are fake. And so that's fun. But because of all of that, I do my best for these without the flavor tones. I should probably reach out to Brian more often and be like, "Hey, yo, can you give me a hand with this?" And like with all the beans that I order off of his website, usually they have probably all the drugs you did. Yeah, absolutely all the drugs. But usually they have tasting guidelines of how to help you, discern the different flavors that there are. But yeah, wonderful cup of coffee. Looking forward to drinking for it for the week. Again, 6 cups of coffee out of 10. Basic standard for what we're going for. Didn't blow me away, but it wasn't like, oh, this is not it. You know what I mean? That kind of stuff. So that was our roast rate for today. Thank you guys for hanging out and joining in the stream. Like Major Payne shared for me, those are my links. If you don't know me, I'm Pooks 105 according to stream, or according to Twitch, but you can call me Pooks. We're all friends here. We love our hot beverages. We have a good time. If you want to join me on any of those platforms, Twitter is where I put most of my Twitch stuff on, along with any of my thoughts that I find are possibly too risque for Facebook. Because I don't have near as many people that follow me on Twitch as I do, or not Twitch, on Twitter as I do Facebook. I kind of use it as a platform where I don't have to potentially censor myself. And 10 squats, 2 pops. Thanks, man. But we'll go get that cup of coffee. In the Discord, if you want to follow that, I've got all of my roast rates that I've tried out so far. I've got the ratings that I have for them. I'm not clapping between them, Pops. You're screwed. Do coffee enthusiasts do the same as wine tasters, like sucking in air through their teeth? I don't. I don't know if you'd call me a coffee enthusiast, though. I know, from example, when I've seen like some of Brian's tastings and stuff that he does, he just does like he'll have the full cup and then he'll like spoon it. I don't know if that's so it cools and you can have a better chance to get the, you know what I mean? That way you don't have, because we talked about when I first started doing them that, I just fill the cup up. That way you guys didn't have to wait as long. But then I learned that you don't get all the flavors to mix properly that way. So that's why it takes me the 10 minutes. That way I can, because I want to get the beans ground as, close to the pouring as possible. Just call the hell out of them. Yeah, right. But most of them, because I want to, I want it to be as close as possible. We are like a month after the roast rate, or not the roast rate, but the roasting. So, you lose a little bit of the flavor there. I don't feel like we've lost that much flavor just based off of, the tasting that I've had. It's very flavorful cup of coffee. And with that, like, I know Brian always suggests, drinking it within the month of the roast. Now, granted, obviously that's not a have to. It's just a, suggestion in order to get the best flavor out of your beans. And so as far as I've seen, the majority of tasting goes with like spoons to do that. I'm not that fancy. I just pour a little bit in the cup. It does the same thing as far as I know. I might ask Brian about it next time. I get to hop into one of his streams with our, excuse me. I'm all burpy. But as far as, all of the, because he's been with our more active streaming schedule, we've been hitting times where Brian's streaming, so I haven't been able to watch too much and ask him questions, get thought, input, process, that kind of stuff. And last time he gave us a little card with all the flavor notes and everything on it, which would have been handy here. But I get that it's a blend. You can't it's if like who's this, I don't know if, again, I should have like watched the stream from when he roasted these, but if he didn't like mix percentages exactly per bag, who's to know, maybe I got more light roasted beans, maybe I got more dark roasted beans, maybe the percentages that he was trying to do weren't there. But I still don't put that against this. It's a nice cup of coffee. I am looking forward to drinking it. I, again, don't think that I will ever not like any of the beans that Brian gets. He's a very knowledgeable individual. There's a mixture of many different beans. Yes, that's what that means. And that's what I'm saying. But I know he was going like a 60 or like a 50, 30, 20. I know there's 3 different types of beans in here. But it's a wonderful, wonderful coffee. And I'm looking forward to drinking more of it. But thanks for stopping out for the roast rate. I'm going to go back to the coffee break stream, our screen, scene, whatever you want to call it. And we will fill up this cup of coffee and we'll come back for some more XCOM. Let's see if we can't survive through this alien attack. It should be interesting. But yeah, just give me a few minutes. And hopefully Central didn't bug you guys too much while I was out and about doing my stuff. But yeah, we will be right back.